Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cordumt. We are back for some more Pathfinder Kingmaker on Unfair and Last Azlanti. We are in the overgrown cavern. This is the place where the Spriggans that we met back in Varnhold told us they were kicked out of. And we can see that this now is occupied by some Barbarians. So let's see what they have to say. But before we actually engage there, let me just get some buffs into our diplomacy.
Legs weak, stomach empty.
Because I do believe there are going to be some checks related to that. Hey, who's that walking over there? A barbarian standing guard at the cave entrance calls over to you coarsely. It's dangerous to walk around here, better turn back. The guard looks to you with their hands on their weapons, waiting for an answer. Yeah, okay, so just as we had seen, we have diplomacy and intimidation. Now, usually I would go for diplomacy. I think it's the one that role-playing wise makes the most sense, but since intimidation is the higher skill check, this would provide the most experience, I'm gonna go with intimidation here. This is your only warning, let me in or I'll force my way in. And we're talking to barbarians, right, so they can even respect this. Hey, easy now, we have a cave full of fighters here. You want in? Enter. But if you're looking for trouble, it may be closer than you thought. Oh, a brave one, aren't you? Well, come on then, try to give us a hard time. What, are your hands sweaty already? I thought so. The barbarian turns away, feigning indifference. Okay, no need for that, Rigongar, chill. So here I think we can pick up some supplies. Not that I would expect anything of, you know, major interest. But some stuff. I'm guessing some of these are gonna be trapped. Let me see. Sorry, locked. Yeah, this one is locked.
Listening as hard as I can.
Stand ready.
Me? Did it
Good.
without
Armor
ready.
+4. And nothing else of much interest. And I think this is where their leader is, Bolga. So again, we're gonna go for the same thing as before.
I will see this through.
Buff up our diplomacy. And talk to her. A half-orc woman sits by the fire. Her clothes are made of leather and fur, matching the rest of the barbarians. She frowns as she slides her finger along a map, crudely drawn on a crumpled sheet of paper. She lifts her gaze as she notices you. Huh, guests. Who are you? If you're a friend, take a seat by the fire and let's talk. I'm Bolga, from the Tiger Lord's tribe. I lead this group. When Bolga's gaze stops on Knock Knock, she chuckles. Quite a beast you got there. Ones like that we use for rags back home. Their hides aren't good for anything else. Ones like you I use for chowder. Meat like dung, not good for anything else. Knock Knock glares at the sturdy woman with a predatory look as he runs a finger along the edge of his blade. Let's chill, people. The Spriggans who live in this cave are under my protection. Please leave so they can return to their home. Okay, I'm gonna try this one as my last resort. I'm gonna go for the other options first. Are you a chieftain? Me? No. Just seasoned enough to lead a group. Our chieftain is Armag the Twice-Born. Bolga says the name proudly as though expecting recognition or awe. He's back home in Numeri right now. What's your chieftain known for? Long ago he was the greatest of the Numerian chieftains and Gorham's chosen. Armag was so strong no mortal could strike him down. It was only when Pharasma herself challenged him to battle that he fell, and only because of her divine power. But now, Armag shamed her and came back from the afterlife. Great Armag leads the Tiger Lords once more, now as Armag the Twice-Born, and soon word of our exploits will spread all over Avestan. I didn't know there were half-orcs among the Numerian barbarians. The barbarian shrugs. The orcs have lands nearby. A lot can happen between two neighboring people. Sure, lots of things. Rigongar spits on the ground. What are you doing here? We're looking for some ruins, or a cave, or something, I don't really know. Only Dugat knows exactly what we're looking for. He's a cleric and he's our leader on this expedition. Well, him and the sisters. Sisters. Who are these sisters? They're witches who serve Armag. They seem to know a lot about the world, history, gods, even other worlds. They're pretty smart talkers, you'd hardly believe the things they know. And they have these strange, unimaginable spells. When Armag ordered us to pack up for this expedition, we thought we'd be marching for a month. but they just waved their hands. Whoosh! A tunnel of multicolored lights appeared or opened before us. The trip here took us just 1 hour. Can you imagine it? I wouldn't be surprised if you can't. A tunnel of many colors. Doesn't that sound familiar? Because it sure sounds familiar to me. I think it's like talking like the Bloom portals. Where might I find Dugath and these sisters? They're in our main camp here. Bolga points the cross on her map. If you're looking to hire us or have some other business, come visit. It'd be much better than digging around in the dirt out here. Have you found anything of interest? It'd be nice if we had. So far it's just dirt, crap and monsters. Like we don't get enough of that back in Numeria. We found this hole and the monsters were living here. We took a beating doing it, but we managed to kick them out. Then, after we searched the place, we found out it's just a regular cave, nothing of note. After a day or so, we'll probably head out and keep searching. Okay, so they can just kind of leave naturally. Do you know anything about the situation at Varnhold? Varnhold? Where's that? The barbarian looks down at her map and finds a rough sketch of the area. No idea. We've never been there. Tell me about Numeria, I think I'll pass. Staying the night, I don't think I need it either. So, let's just say this one. The Spriggans who lived in this cave are under my protection. Please leave so they can return to their home. The barbarian's jaw drops in surprise. What? Those ugly things? Are you crazy? And we have intimidation, we have diplomacy, and we have bluff. And given the difference is so small, I think I will go for the... Actually, let me see. I have no time for games, leave now while I'm still in the mood to task politely. I'm quite sane, please try to understand. When you ousted the Spriggans, you created a serious political issue that I need to resolve. Okay, let's go for this one. The barbarian shrugs. Well, sounds odd, but alright. We weren't planning on staying long anyway. Pack up everyone, we're leaving. And off they go. And I think now, when we come back here to visit the cave, we're gonna find the Spriggans and get a chance to talk to them again. I don't actually remember if I have to rest before doing that, or if it's just a matter of leaving and coming back in. We're gonna try this out to check it. Well, I could have actually stayed the night because we are fatigued, it seems. Okay, so let's see. If we go back in, I get the feeling that there's still nobody here. But since we do need to rest, I think I'm gonna rest and see if... Oh, no, never mind. Here they are.
There are many roads to success.
Never
I am
mind.
yours to command.
Sing.
Together we stand.
Just in case we need it. Armed with a broken-handled knife, a guy is busy whittling a steak from a large stick. You see a pile of such stakes nearby, along with a coil of rough rope and some chunks of wood. The Spriggan barely notices you, he's so consumed in his work. Knock Knock slowly reaches for one of the stakes. Without even looking, a guy slaps the goblin's clawed little hand, which jerks back immediately. Well, I promised to help you recover your home, and I've done just that. Ooh, nice. A guy glances at you briefly, then returns to his work on the stake. Aye. You could be a touch friendlier to the person who helped you get your cave back. You also killed half my tribe, left me defenseless, had to sort out the mess myself. You basically just compensated me for all the harm you've done. Well, it's not my fault, you guys attacked me. Did the barbarians do much damage to your home? A guy sniffs. Not too much, he drawls. Stole some traps, scattered the beds, threw away all our food, the dolts, but they left some useful things behind too, so I won't hold a grudge. And it's all mine now, so don't even think about taking anything. What are you doing? I'm obviously whittling stakes to make traps. Set some by the stream, so now I need more. Not many of us left. Can't watch everyone's backs. When I'm done here, I'll check on the others and the pitfalls they're digging. A guy throws you a sideways glance. Not telling what the pitfalls will be, so be careful walking around here. Or better yet, don't walk around here at all. You Spriggans are a secretive people. Would you be willing to tell me about yourself and your kin? I guess I'll just do this for the experience here. Not even gonna bother too much with this. diplomacy, okay. They are related to gnomes. Interesting. Okay. No. How are you doing after everything that happened? Been through worse. Okay. So we could kill them all,
I can see
but I'll just leave them be. I don't think there's any treasure, but in case there is... No, there is not. Okay, so let's continue on. Our main quest is still to go to the barbarian camp, so I'm gonna start making my way there. Possibly stopping here and there for some, you know, some random levels. Okay, what do we have? Sepulchre of Forgotten Heroes, the Precipice Trail. Given that I want to go there, I'm gonna start making my way up here.
A rest would be welcome.
We're gonna rest as well. And I'm also gonna check for the Sepulchre of Forgotten Heroes. But I think that this is a place that we want to go to as a quest area. Let me just make sure, and I'll be right back. Okay, so it does seem to be an area related to a quest, so I'm just gonna leave that one for later. And we are gonna make our way into the barbarian camp. The Ruined Tower, let me check. Okay, this is apparently like a book event, so we're gonna take care of this right now. The ruins of the tower loomed over the surrounding plains, like a tombstone so old that time had worn away the epitaph, as well the language it had been written in. Each crumbling step of the giant stairway was as tall as a grown man's chest, and the huge portal where the door once stood was wide enough for our entire party to walk abreast through. We decided to climb the tower. Oh, come on, dude, really? Wait, what? 27? Wasn't it 23? Okay, this is strange. It says difficulty class 27, but it says over here 23. Okay, I'm gonna try again. Okay, strange. It was hard to imagine how tall the building must have been before crumbling under its own weight. It's possible that even the owners would have towered above us had they still been around. Even so, by using the cracks and pits in the stone wall, an experienced climber would likely be able to scale the tower. Rigongar spat on his hands and swiftly climbed up to one of the ledges, what remained of the second floor. There, the walls had deteriorated even further. They were covered with engravings, barely visible symbols of some ancient language. After catching his breath, he decided to... And this is the sad part, right? You cannot use other people to complete these checks. It has to be the person who climbed up. So let's climb further. We succeeded. And again, it was not 24, it was actually 28. Climbing high was an easy task. Rigongar's fingers slipped on wet moss and the rocks crumbled beneath his feet. Perched atop a shelf of the opposite wall, a large black raven watched Rigongar's ascent intently. I wonder if it's the same one as the one we saw in Varnhold. Clinging to the signs that were carved into the wall, Rigongar slowly began moving upwards. At last, he reached the top. An uneven stub was all that was left of the spire that once must have reached the tower to the lower clouds. Alas, there was no treasure to be found there, unless you are willing to count the magnificent view of the surrounding area. A fire flickered in the distance. Someone had set up camp here. Finding out he had seen enough, Rigongar carefully descended. After that, we decided to turn away and leave. So this is a way that you can find the barbarian camp if you didn't check with the other barbarian groups first. We walked away, leaving the stone colossus to his eternal slumber. Okay. Blood Furrows. I'm gonna check this one as well. Okay, so Blood Furrows is a place where we have another one of those beasts for the Lonely Barrow quest. This one we do not want to take lightly though. This one can be very dangerous. So what we do is the usual buffing routine. Take our long buffs. Go for medium. Actually, I'm not sure what the best way to approach this is. I think I'm gonna try to send the leopard as bait. Although I do believe there are some checks in the area. Well, we'll see. We shall find out in a second. I'm gonna put these here just in case.
Yes?
And let's do this. Okay. Let me see if I can do this without sending my people in the front. It looks like this horse fell while trying to climb the rock. It must have been terrified to attempt such a thing. Before moving forward, let's just do this. Take this placement. The horse's legs are covered with deep wounds. They seem to be bite marks, but the animal died by human hands. Its throat had been neatly slit. The barbarian seems to have died from massive blood loss. Horrible wounds cover his body, though his hand is still clutching a knife. The inscription on the stone is made with blood. The text says, "Running is no help. The grass betrays. Stay with me. Better die than become food for..." We shall never know. You can pick up some items. Ah, okay. I think this is the trigger. And we have a bullet. Now, these ancient bullets, they do not mess around here. So that's why I wanted to send my leopard alone, see if he could, you know, draw the attention of this enemy. Stat-wise, his will score is not super high, but it's still a lot. 19 reflex. Let's see how my bombs fare here, although I kind of doubt it will be very useful. Now, this one is a free action. Targeted bomb admixture extract effect. Let me just... they can only hit direct target in a splash, however the bomb deals its base damage plus double your intelligence. Okay. So we can do that. And you guys just go in. Whoops.
Not used to lighting
You
enemies on fire
can
first.
shoot. Touch AC 22, it's kinda high. I'm still gonna try it though. And you are doing your thing. Oh, where are you going, you bitch? He's going for Valerie. It could be worse, but... I'm not much of a fan of this. Okay, what happened? He charged but did not attack. Which is strange and surprising, but okay. He's actually focusing on Rigongar. Okay. Oops. So Rigongar, instead of doing that, I want you to turn on spell combat. Let's see if we can stagger this guy with Frigid Touch. Plus that. It actually hits both times. Let's quicken another Scorching Ray with sneak attack damage. I think he's immune to sneak attack. 465, I think he is. Turn this off. Empowered again. He actually went down, lovely. And dead. Okay. This guy actually killed a bunch of my party members like the previous time I came here, I feel.
I can see my
We
destination.
have a perception check
I will not falter.
that we are going to try
I'm
to
listening.
pass.
I have managed.
Okay, nice. There's a deep hole in the ground made recently. At the bottom you can see a pile of bloody rags that look like the remnants of some barbarians' clothes.
There are many roads to success.
So one of the reasons to come here naturally is because of the Lonely Barrows quest. We do want to kill these enemies. And the other reason is the items we pick up. Oh my lord. We saw nothing, okay? You saw nothing. We picked up Durance, a very, very ill-tempered priest. A great club, +3. This +3 great club grants a real immunity to shaken and sickened conditions. It's not a bad weapon, but it's not something I'm ever gonna use, so it's gonna be sold. And we have a belt of physical flow +4. This one is strength and con, this one is strength and dex. You have this. Which doesn't make a difference, because you have both buffs. You could kind of use it, but you already have the enhancement dexterity from the helmet. So does anybody actually want this? I guess you could use it. Lowers his con a bit, but his strength goes up. Does it matter? Not really. We got an Amulet of Mighty Fist +3, not gonna be of use for any of us. A recipe. Okay, kind of a shame that it's not gonna be helpful. But, oh well, we have it. And how much XP was you worth? Not bad, 17,000. Okay. The exit is over here. I will try to remember when I get to an area with more enemies to try that experience sharing thing and see if I get the same thing or not. Okay, this is done. So let's go. Not there. I hate ambushes so much.
Hoping not fight back. Best kind of fight.
Ferocious trollhounds. If I don't get flanked, this should be maybe kind of okay. If I get flanked, it's not good. It is not good. Okay, let me see. Let's turn this off. What am I doing? 6 seconds from you, 1.5 seconds from you. I was thinking about going for a Stinking Cloud, but I might just go for controlled fire bombs or fire snake, stuff like that. Okay, I guess you can haste us up. Valerie can sing. Cordampina can toss out some skeletons. Knock knock, let's be careful. Rigongar, let's be careful. Okay, let's see the damages here. Yeah, I think I'll just go for damage here. They have 54 hit points, which isn't that much. Okay, good. One went down. We're gonna quicken a fireball over there. We are hasted. Knock knock can go and bite this guy.
Not fight back. A clever ploy.
Okay, this is what I did not want to happen. Okay, 2 more coming in. But these are done. Our leopard is safe. And we have haste now. So I'm feeling good. I am feeling now less good. Okay.
Ha! Primitives.
Okay, fire snake killed one, the other one is dead. Good. Successful survival. Thankfully we haven't gotten one of those really nasty ambushes, because there are really nasty ambushes in this game. So I guess we're gonna carry on over here and go here. I'm not resting because I'm pretty certain that this area is just like a safe area. There's just conversation to be had. I am gonna buff with skill improvement spells, such as Good Hope. And we are gonna sing Competent Song.
I will see this through.
Buff. Let's see. On the low grounds among the hills, some Numerian barbarians had set up camp. While obviously set up recently as a place to rest, it was thoroughly constructed. Along with the stake palisade, the Numerians had reinforced their camp with a deep moat. Spotting the body of some unlucky thief at the bottom, it seemed they made a good call. Guarding the entrance was our old acquaintance Nober, the man whose group we met in the hills previously. While his greeting was none too friendly, he did invite us to enter and led us to meet his leader. We were led to a man named Dugath, a middle-aged Khalid with a gorgeous mane, once charcoal black, now salt and pepper, as well as bronze skin hardened by sun, wind, and time to the point that it almost looked like oak bark. Speaking with assertive tones, he invited us to dine with the Tiger Lords, that was the name of their tribe, and spend the night in their camp. Any business we might have with the tribe, he said, could be discussed in the morning once everyone was rested and refreshed. Give me a second. And I am back. Cordenpini needed some assistance. Not wanting to offend the barbarians, who'd proven to be commendably hospitable, we accepted the invitation. Within minutes we were seated by the bonfire with goblets in our hands. As guests, our goblets were wrought of skillfully decorated silver with intricate carvings depicting scenes of battle. Be on guard, Jubilos whispered into the Baron's ear. These savages can be extremely touchy. Follow my example and you may avoid offending them. And an offended Numerian is a bloodthirsty Numerian. The cupbearer filled everyone's goblets with wine. When Dugath raised his cup, officially starting the feast, the Baron placed his face in Jubilos to follow his example. To my utter surprise, our gnome friend spilled his wine on the ground and the Baron followed his example. I thought the Numerians would be enraged, but they all followed suit. It was apparently a barbarian tradition, offering the first cup to the spirits. Only after the cupbearer filled their goblets again did the Numerians start to drink, and so did we. The main course, unsurprisingly, was meat. While hunting in the hills, the Numerians had killed a deer and 2 wild boars, all now roasting over an open fire. As the tribe's guests, we were offered the best pieces. Fierce in battle, the Numerians were equally fierce at the table. They frantically tore the meat apart with knives, bare hands and teeth, as though attacking the throats of their worst enemies rather than eating roast venison. Only one camp inhabitant didn't join the dinner. Far from the festivities, a slim woman wrapped in a grey cloak sat alone, her face hidden behind a piece of cloth. She was so quiet and still, at first I didn't realize she was a living being at all. The Baron, and this is just a friendly character, no harm will ever come from her. She's perfectly safe. Let's ask the Tiger Lords who she was. Glancing cautiously between Dugath and the woman, one Numerian explained that the woman was one of the defaced sisters, half priestess, half wizard. While they may travel along with the Numerians, they never ate at the same table. Judging by the tones the barbarians used when speaking of the woman, it was easy to tell that none of them held any warm feelings towards his defaced sisters. After everyone had eaten their fill, it was time for entertainment. The barbarians began singing a drawling song in their guttural language, known as Halit. Later, one of the Numerians explained that it was a ballad about a brother and sister who defeated a huge metal spider. The song that followed was a comedic piece about the adventures of a stupid werewolf. The Numerians all sang it together. It was clear that each of them knew that one by heart. Almost everybody clapped the rhythm, though some thumped their knife handles on their shields, and our half-orc acquaintance Bolga accompanied the song on a vargan. Once the song was over, Dugath appealed to his guests, us, to surprise our hosts. The Baron decided our best choice would be... Let me just check something here. I cannot open my character sheet, okay. We have Diplomacy or Athletics. I'm gonna go for Diplomacy. The Tale of How to Defeat the Stag Lord. And I'm gonna use myself, of course. Our tale of battle and heroic deeds was just what the Barbarians were looking for. They listened eagerly, chimed in on each detail, and laughed and clapped at their most epic moments. Even Dugat found himself smiling and nodding as he listened to our story. Finally, the drinking and singing came to an end. Only bones remained from the feast, and the bonfire had burned down to ash. Satisfied, the Numerians retired to their tents. Saving game is impossible, thank you.
I haven't seen my sisters for several days. I'm afraid they may be in trouble.
As you approach the Barbarian leader, this is Dugath, you can't help but overhear part of his conversation with a woman you recognized from the feast before. Her face remains hidden and she sounds extremely worried.
This whole land is nothing but trouble. You want me to risk my life and the lives of my people to do your dirty work? Go ahead, ask Armagh to give the order. Oh, but Armagh stayed back in Numeria, which means I am the one making the decisions here.
But what about my sisters? Something terrible could happen to them.
You sisters insisted on this expedition. So it's your price to pay. With your blood, not ours. Something terrible could happen, you say? It is too late for that. We already lost good men on this pointless journey to nowhere. Whatever Armagh needs, it's not here, and it wasn't here from the start. But you didn't come here for him, did you? You came for your own reasons. You want some magic toy that once belonged to the ancient Cyclops. Well, I'm not leading my men to their deaths for that.
Wait. So they insist on the expedition. They are apparently the ones dying for it. Whatever Arbak is not here, it's okay.
To God.
This conversation is over. You want help? Why not ask our guests to help you? If you can afford their rates, that is. As for me, my single remaining goal is to get my people home alive, and well, and as soon as possible.
The woman leaves, sobbing. Dugat turns to you, and apparently no more voiced. Good morning. Well, let's get down to business, shall we? Introductions aren't necessary, Baron. I know who you are. Let's discuss how we can be useful to one another. Do you know me? How?
How do you think?
Oh.
We keep an eye on everything that happens in the region. It's smart to know our potential employers and our potential enemies.
I agree.
Hard to miss someone like you, dragging this green beast around like another compatriot.
Poor Knock Knock.
These Longshanks know Knock Knock already. That is good. Fame is rising already. Just a tad more, and Knock Knock will be a real hero.
And I will say that if this bothers you, playing with an evil companion in your party, then just have Ikundayo in the party. He's gonna be very, very capable as well, if not even better than Knock Knock, especially on Unfair. I just like him too much. Okay, so who's that woman?
Wish I knew who these witches are and where they came from. Our chieftain, the great Armagh, spirits bless him, trusts them as if they were holy oracles. He sent us with them to these dead hills, and none but the sisters and the chieftain himself know why. Who am I to confront the chieftain? So now we wander these lands, chasing the unknown.
Do you know anything about what happened in Varnhold?
Varnhold, huh? Isn't that the village Maegor Varn got from the Ristovic Sword Lords? I know Varn. He's not the best fighter, but not the worst. As for what happened there, I wouldn't know.
Give me a second. And I am back. So just a little off topic here. A fun fact for me as a new parent. Newborns are not quiet sleepers. They are very, very noisy. I'm not sure if the microphone actually picked up the intercom, but Cordon Pini was making some noise. I just went to check, but everything is fine. Okay, so how can we be useful to each other?
I'm afraid we can't. At least not yet. I'd be happy to take a new job, but our chieftain's orders were strict. Search the location and come back with a report. But if you could help us here, say, by finding whatever these witch sisters are looking for, or maybe just making them disappear forever. Mark my word, Baron. The Tiger Lords never forget those who helped them.
By the way, I do love this portrait for a barbarian. It's very, very fitting. Very well done.
Disappear, you say? That can easily be arranged.
There's a whole army of you here. How did you manage to get so far?
None of your business, actually. But just to reassure you, we weren't sneaking into your lands without permission, I'll answer. It was magic. The sisters opened some strange tunnel.
What we heard from the other one as well.
We used it to get here from Numeria. Gorham witnessed my words. I'm no coward, but I'd rather march for a month through all the river kingdoms than use that damned tunnel again. It was strange, wrong, just like those witches themselves.
What are you looking for here?
I wish I knew. The sisters are looking for something, but they won't tell anyone what it is. I guess it's some antique that used to belong to the Cyclops. Some magic trinket or something. As for me, the only thing I'm looking for is a good reason to quit this nonsense and return to Numeria as soon as possible.
Is this how you serve your liege?
Don't confuse our chieftains with your king's knight. It's the chieftain who swears an oath to the tribe, not the other way around. Liege. I was one of the tribe's elders when he was in his first teeth.
And how did it go? Did you find anything of interest?
If we did, do you think we'd still be here now? The only thing to be found in these hills is one's own death. A group of my men entered a cave that turned out to be a Spriggan den. They barely survived the encounter. Also, we found the ruins of some old tower, ancient as the world itself, and useless as this expedition. There is nothing to be found here, except, like I said, for one's own death.
Okay.
Ask away, why not? I don't promise I'll answer, though.
So I'll just clear these options. The only one I'm curious about is actually this one.
I'm Dugat, our lord. There are
Okay, so
that's
yeah.
a hell of a question. If there are, maybe there are. There's all...
I know. I always just think...
He's a strong fighter, brave one. He
Talking about his
says
chieftain,
he's
by the way.
Armagh, an incarnation of a hero from the old times. Just don't ask if I believe it. Armagh is smart. He knows how to do business. If he'd only pay less attention to what those witches whisper, he'd be a perfect chieftain.
Okay.
Eons ago.
So what do you know about Cyclops?
Not that much. Long ago, these lands were part of their empire. They were a great people back then, used unbelievable magic, and possessed treasures beyond count. Ages passed, and their empire crumbled into dust. Cyclops became wild and forgot all about what they once used to be. But the ruins... Yes, the ruins remember everything.
Indeed, they remember much. If only they were more eager to share.
I will be back in a second. Okay, so Cordampini needed some help. I have a guest. Cordampini, you want to say hello? No, not that kind of hello. No, no, no. I think Cordampini just had a stuck burp. Cordampini, say hello. This was hello in baby speak. Isn't that right? Tiny baby. Sleepy Cordampini. Okay, and now I'm properly back. Sorry about all that,
You're
but
welcome.
I am what is called in my language a pai babado, which is like roughly translated to a drooling father. I just like Cordampini very, very much. He had a stuck burp. Well, not he, she. She had a stuck burp.
I can see my destination.
That has been resolved. She is back asleep. Everything is good. So yeah, we had a conversation with the barbarian leader. I think we can get some stuff here from this merchant, or at least sell some stuff. We can spend the night. Yeah. So what does he have? He has a bastard sword +3, which is not bad at all. Though I prefer mine being a holy bastard. A holy bastard sword. Furious Bardiche. A Bardiche is a weapon that you don't see very often. There's gonna be a very good one later on, but I guess this is the first time I've seen a Bardiche in the game, other than that special one. Belts of Giant Strength +6, quite lovely. This is better than the Bull Strength buff, so it's something worth considering. Not really at this point, it's +6, right? So it's a +2 better than what we currently have with our buffs, but it's 70,000 gold. We're gonna get something better down the line, so I'm gonna keep waiting for that. In terms of camping supplies, how are we looking? Wait, blindness 30. We have 30. So 30. I guess I can buy 6 more. Dun, dun, dun. Smoked trout and hydrapate. Sure, why not? For some reason I thought that this guy had more useful items, but not really the case. This can all go. Adamantine breastplate. Let me just check what this does. It grants a DR of 2. And I'm using the Heart of Valor, which gives me extra saves against fear effects. Do I actually want this? I think I'll skip it for now. I have the... well, it would be a nice purchase for sure, but since I have Stone Skin for when I need that extra defense, I think I'm fine without spending that money right now. There's the Raven over there, again. Let's swap to the defaced system. Actually, let's do this first.
Together we stand.
Okay.
Don't hesitate.
You, our guest. The Baron, am I right? I'm sorry you witnessed that unpleasant scene. If I may ask, What is your name?
Yeah, keeping to what I spoke about in the last episode, you don't need to know my name.
So be it. Everyone has their secrets, Baron.
So who are you?
I am one of those who call themselves the Defaced Sisters. We've rejected our names and our faces in service to benevolent spirits. I'm sorry that I cannot reveal our true destiny to you yet, but believe me when I say our mission is extremely important. Not just for us, not just for the tribe, but for the entire world.
Okay, so what are you looking for here?
It is not yet time to answer this question. We are searching for ancient ruins, the remains of structures built by the previous holders of these strange lands. That is all I can tell you for now. I understand that you want to know more, but have no doubt, you will in time.
Okay, so they are called the Defaced Sisters, directed their names and our faces in service of benevolent spirits. Extremely important mission, not just for us, but not for the whole tribe, but for the entire world.
Such wise, enlightened words. People who talk like this are usually trying to swindle you out of your purse.
Thank you, Juvie. You speak in riddles.
Don't be wary of riddles. Those wise enough to solve them eventually learn much more than those who always seek straight answers.
What were you and Dugath arguing about?
My sisters. They each went out on their own quests and never returned. Not one of the three. I can understand Dugath. He doesn't trust us. But by refusing to help my sisters and me, he puts himself, his people, countless innocent souls in grave danger. If only I could soften his impertinent heart.
Yeah, she seems harmless enough, right? We should help them.
How is this possible? Doesn't this army know any kind of order or discipline? How do they manage to even fight in such chaos?
Do you have any idea where your sisters might be?
Do you have a map? I can provide you some direction. One of my sisters went to the sepulchre of forgotten heroes. Another went looking for the Forsaken Mound. And the third was going to visit the ruins of the City of the Hollow Eyes. I won't lie, these places are all very dangerous. But searching for lost truth always involves danger.
The woman marked locations on your map. So yeah, like I had discussed, the Sepulchre of Forgotten Heroes is a place we've already discovered, but we haven't gone to yet, as it is part of a quest. So this is... The Cyclops entombed here used to perform unbelievable feats in the name of their liege. He decided to immortalize their names and deeds, but nothing is immortal. The glyphs on crumbling stones have worn away, and now there is no way to learn who is entombed here and what wonders they accomplished in life. The Forsaken Mound is an ancient tomb with a vile reputation. By day, the mound seems grim but peaceful, as any resting ground should. However, according to travelers careless enough to camp nearby for the night, footsteps and moans can be heard from the ruins after darkness falls, and local legends tell of restless souls wandering the halls of the mound, forsaken by their ancient gods. And finally, we have the City of Hollow Eyes. The Dunsword region is known for its ancient ruins. Thousands of years ago, these lands were ruled by mighty overlords who left numerous mementos behind. One such memento is the City of Hollow Eyes, a huge burial complex serving as a resting place for heroes long gone. The colossal building sits amid the expansive plains of Dunsword. Unfortunately, time has not been kind to this amazing structure. While the main entrance is yet intact, several parts of the building have caved in. Do you know anything about what happened in Varnhold?
Dark things tend to happen in that land. I can only guess to the fate of Varnhold. My 3 sisters know more. Help me find them, and you'll get your answers. If the spirits are kind, it will happen before it's too late.
Okay.
If in your travels you meet my sisters, please help them, and I will help you in return. Remember this word, Geheb. That is what the previous inhabitants of these lands, the Cyclopses, called darkness they so worshipped. If a door shut and lockless bars your path, this word might be your key.
Keb. Okay, let's try and remember this word.
May kind spirits guide you in your travels.
Yeah, I mean, she seems nice. So we should trust her. And the Raven here watches you attentively. Nothing else to be said. Okay, so now we have the Lost Relic. Looks like a mysterious relic emerged somewhere in the east of our lands. I have no clue what it is and what its purpose, but I know for certain we need to acquire it. At least this way our enemies won't use it against us. So find the relic the Faces are looking for. This is the Lost Relic quest. If those troublesome sisters won't tell us what they're looking for in the Cyclops ruins, then we'll just have to find it ourselves. We know where the other priestesses went. We only have to follow them. And along the cold trail, find the missing defaced sisters. It's hard searching for missing people in these inhospitable lands. You're just as likely to end up lost yourself. We should ask for help, but from whom? We met a strange woman at the Barbarian camp, something of a mix between a priestess, a witch and a sorceress. Or maybe she's simply an imposter. Whatever she is, she says her 3 sisters went out to search for who knows what and never returned. She hinted vaguely that if we were able to find them, she'd aid us in our search. It's a faint trail, but it's better than nothing. So yeah, one of the sisters is in the Forsaken Mound, Sepulchre of Forgotten Heroes, and City of Hollow Highs. So we have to look for all 3 of these. This one also doesn't say. I think this quest, The Lost Brother, discovering what happened to Edris's great-grandfather, is tied to these locations, if I remember this properly. Okay, so I think we've done what we had to do in this area. Oh, no. Thief. Ancient scrap of script-covered leather. I wonder if that's for an item, I don't remember. Hello. Oh. And by the way, something that some of you might have been wondering. One of the DLCs for the game, which I forget the name. No, there's nothing. Only for DLC. No, I forget the name. But one of the DLCs actually kind of explains what happened in Varnhold. I am still considering if I want to play that one or not. I think I played it only once. I'm not sure if I enjoyed it that much. That's why I'm considering if I want to play it or not. But if you wanted to play that DLC, and this is a question that comes up a lot, and myself included, I didn't know when I should play the DLC. I think the best time to play that DLC is pretty much when you get this quest, the Varnhold Vanishing. As soon as strange things are happening in Varnhold, that's when you should play the DLC. It ties in with the story. Okay, so looking over what we have here. We have the City of Hollow Eyes. We have the Sepulchre of Forgotten Heroes. The Precipice Trail, which I'm guessing is just some kind of Lonely Barrow quest area. And we also have the Forsaken Mound. There's gonna be some other things to do down here, but that's for later. So I guess I can go to the city first. Do I need to rest? Oh, I have one more level 2 slot, and I didn't notice. Wonderful. Okay, so what do I want to take? I could take Bone Shaker. It's just a nice, you know, single target damage. Wait, why don't I have this? Yeah, that's it. Remove paralysis is what I want. Level 3 seems fine. I will need to change probably freedom of movement as well as divine power for death wards for the areas we're gonna go to soon. This section, I think I'm fine with what I currently have. At most I will want Raise Dead, but since she has bound objects, we can actually make do without it. An additional level 6 spell. I guess I could go for probably Bear's Endurance. Probably Bear's Endurance. This is also not bad. Let me see something. I could free up 2 slots here, but I don't really need anything else from level 2. I could take more remove paralysis, more bone shakers, sure, but there's no real need for it. I do like the owls. Oh, what am I saying? I have heal. I have heal. Heal is very important. Heal is very important. I could also just have the upcast Archon's Aura here. But I think I'm gonna go for Bear's Endurance, actually. So put that there. Let's take this one away. And get another one of these. And she is sorted. Okay. Let me see if I remember which area this one is. I think this one is the very large open area with lots of barbarians and cyclops. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, so knowing what to expect in this very large area, I'm gonna leave this for a fresh new episode. I can just tell you my plan for this area. I'm going to buff up as much as possible right at the start. We're gonna move in, and as soon as we start moving in, we're gonna find a lot of enemies, like a bunch of enemies all over the place. So my plan is basically I'm gonna clear out the entire map of enemies, as I typically do, and then I'm gonna come back and start looting everything, just so I can have the most efficiency out of my buffs. And after that, I think that might be another cave area here or something that may forward one of our progress one of our quests. So yeah, this will be it for this episode, my friends. As always, I want to thank you all for being here with me in the channel, watching some Pathfinder Kingmaker. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you also enjoyed the brief presence of Cordampini saying hello. If you have any questions, suggestions, anything like that, leave a comment below. If you are enjoying the content, consider subscribing for more. Many more videos coming out soon. And I hope to see you all in the next episode. Until then, stay safe, everyone.